It appears likely that a variety of factors may lead to the cancellation of the much-awaited Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight, scheduled for July 20th and exclusively available on Netflix. First of all, Mike Tyson's health problems have been a major worry for the fight's sanctioning, which it still hasn't been. Significant claims of steroid use have also been made against Jake Paul, but what will actually happen? For all the information leading up to their boxing battle in July, make sure you read through to the very end. Mike Tyson, who is 58 years old and 31 years younger than Jake Paul, has been warned that if he fights back in the ring under Paul's purported circumstances, he will be seriously jeopardizing his health. Netflix will stream the fight live. Despite misconceptions to the contrary that have primarily been spread by Direct Chisora, Paul and his group have made it plain that they would not be donning helmets. They have stated that they would prefer the fight to happen in Dallas, Texas, under official sanction. It has been explained to Tyson that, should he decide to fight at this age, there is a chance that he could rupture veins in his brain. He teaches medicine at Anglia Ruskin University as a senior lecturer. In a piece for The Discussion, Stephen Hughes stated that Tyson might potentially have cardiac fibrosis, which could result in heart failure or possibly abrupt death, in addition to the possibility of having a subdural hematoma or rupturing veins in his brain. Tyson appears to be in great form once more and has posted exercise videos online. Though the health dangers Tyson has been made aware of imply he would be wise to consider helmet rules and that it could be a mistake to meet Paul's alleged demands, he still wants to challenge himself and give himself the best opportunity to recreate his glory days. Make sure you activate the post notification bell and subscribe to the channel. You won't ever miss any upcoming videos from Combat Sports World if you do this. According to Dr. Stephen Hughes, the brain tends to lose volume as people age. The bridging veins get longer as a result, increasing their susceptibility to rupture. Alcoholism is known to hasten the atrophy of the brain, and Tyson seems to have a history of alcoholism. In addition, Jake Paul shared his answer to the erroneous rumors floating around the internet about the rules of the fight, which included a lot of waffle and the possibility that he might tag Logan in headgear if he needed assistance. Just a little note to those who are upset about the regulations pertaining to my match as Mike Tyson. A video was created by a TikToker user who put up all these fictitious rules, including me and Logan tag teaming him and wearing headgear throughout. If you think you're a moron and shouldn't be able to vote, then you shouldn't be able to drive and put other people in danger. In a bout like this, I would never let my supporters down while sporting headgear, and I feel bad for any idiot who thinks that. People, wake up already. With no holding back, Eddie Hearn delivered a harsh assessment of the upcoming event, saying that although he understands the nature of the event and what the audience wants to see, he sees it more as a show than a competitive sporting event. It's not for everyone, but it will do incredibly well and draw a lot of attention. The last thing you want to witness, if Mike Tyson is one of your all-time favorite boxers and you grew up watching him, is for him to lose to Jake Paul when he returns to the ring on July 20th at the age of 58. He acknowledged that the popularity of the event was probably mostly due to public interest, but he expressed skepticism about its appeal to traditional boxing fans, especially those who thought highly of Mike Tyson when he was at his best. The casual audience's common consensus is, "Oh, that's kind of a freak. I'll watch that, please." Who knows what the card will contain? Perhaps this has been a fantastic boxing night. He was unclear about his personal intentions to witness the fight, but we'll see. Hearn implied that if it could pull off a strong undercard with the main attraction, the event, which some considered to be more entertainment than a real sporting event, might still be successful. Hearn stated that his choice will be based on the caliber of the undercard, which Mike Tyson and Jake Paul will almost certainly provide for the fight. When it comes to things like these, Jake Paul isn't a fool. He will make sure that die-hard boxing fans are happy with the undercards because it would be a grave error if he didn't. Jake Paul claims that he doesn't care about Iron Mike Tyson's strength. "My chin is made of iron." When the subject of Jake Paul's July 20th fight with Mike Tyson was brought up in his most recent podcast, his girlfriend did not hold back. Joshua Lean grinned and said, "Hey, babe, but what if he knocks you out?" Paul advised Lean to turn away if it occurs seriously, "Darling." "What if he knocks you out?" she retorted. After a while, your last fight, 9-1 with 6 knockouts, Paul ended the jokes by saying Tyson wouldn't beat him. During his 50-year professional career, Tyson achieved 44 of the most spectacular knockouts in boxing history. No, I'm too quick and observant. In an attempt to explain why he doesn't think Tyson will knock him out, Paul remarked, "I think just being active and being the man in the arena for years and years now, as if his nerves had vanished." Paul turned to face the camera during the podcast taping and said, "I want to see how hard Tyson hits Mike. I have an iron chin, but you're Iron Mike Tyson, so I really want to see, bro. Let's see all the legends and myths. I believe that people are underestimating my capacity to counter his might since they are aware of my tendency to take shots, which will add an interesting element to the situation." Paul also discussed how Tyson's 30-year age gap might impact the match. "I'm taking too much off." Before we go any further into the movie, Paul stated that this is unquestionably the hardest, most vicious, and most deadly opponent regardless of age because the power is the last thing to leave. If the fight goes on, who do you think will win on July 20th? Will Mike Tyson show everyone that he's still one of the hardest punchers in boxing history and destroy Jake Paul? Or will Jake Paul surprise everyone by brutally knocking Tyson out? Paul makes a remark below. Many professional fighters have spoken their opinions about the impending fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Shan Strickland has expressed his own sentiments and isn't at all pleased with Jake Paul for picking to face a 60-year-old next.
I mean, how old is Mike Tyson? 60?
57.
57. Jake Paul?
27.
You are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness. You are the scum of the earth. The fact that you even have a platform or anything of that nature is a slight on society. You truly make me fucking disgusted. And if I ever encounter you in real life, I hope that I just don't lose my shit and go to prison.
It explains why this fight is expected to go so well. While some on the internet believe Jake Paul is bullying Mike Tyson by taking on the fighter, others believe Paul has no chance against Iron Mike Tyson. A statement, what is it? Even though I never imagined myself reading aloud, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul have suddenly elevated their verbal combat to unprecedented levels. Paul posted a brand new facial tattoo on Instagram that perfectly mimicked Tyson's well-known tattoos, a sleeve dig at the boxing great. As you can see, the scene swiftly switched to depict a man who had a noticeable portion of his ear removed. Jake Paul then made a lighthearted reference to Tyson's notorious 1997 disqualification against Evander Holyfield by holding a prosthetic ear in his mouth. Though Tyson dismissed it, Holyfield saw through it. Holyfield was prepared with a witty retort for Jake. Paul Holyfield made an impression almost 30 years ago. Boxing fans worldwide were stunned by the incredible spectacle that was the Bite Fight, which took place during their eagerly awaited 1997 rematch. Unexpectedly, Mike Tyson, better known as Iron Mike Tyson, bit Anda Holyfield's ear. Could you imagine how viral that moment would be? That's why many fans around the world are hoping that Mike Tyson would do the same thing against Jake Paul. That brings an end to today's video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you enable the post notification bell for Combat Sports World so you don't miss any upcoming uploads. I'll see you in the next one. Until then.